Hello everybody, I'm Count Christo and welcome back to the Best of Both Worlds campaign. Let's continue to make the Mediterranean an Axis lake. We're doing our best. They're fighting us over at air and by sea, although by sea it's just one extremely damaged destroyer, which we should really just wipe out. Is this fleet on Do Not Engage for some reason? No? So why isn't it successfully engaging and destroying that fleet? This I do not understand. Curious. It's got, it's got plenty of planes. They're on Do Not Repair. They're on Engage. Maybe if I just send them to them directly. We keep wiping out loads of allied planes that keep trying to attack us, so that's good. Don't really understand that. Glorious. The Gneisenau is still doing great work in its convoy raiding down here. I love that. So cool. Alright. Come on, destroy the destroyer. These naval invasions won't launch until we have some more convoys, I think. You should be able to see it. No, it says for naval invasion it has enough.
Angetreten.
That's really weird. I mean, maybe I actually didn't have enough naval superiority, because I just looked at it and saw... Okay, yeah, we only have 56%. No, sorry, that's the wrong... There we go. We have 100% naval supremacy. So launch. I don't understand why they're not launching. For naval invasion plans, 100. It's reserved all the planes it needs. Sorry, all the convoys it needs. So I don't know why they're not launching. Oh, these ones have. Alright, well, we'll just give the others a second. I didn't actually scout Gibraltar. Let's, well, apart from anything else, we could bring... Excuse me? Cruise Marine has no... Oh, okay, right. Why is it being demonstrated by a destroyer? I'm saying, good lord, the Cruise Marine has no carriers? Isn't it meant to be the largest hull in the fleet that shows up here? Interesting. It's also renamed it. This is a main fleet. Marvelous. Let's, I mean, we should really bring that down into the med while we're doing these operations, but I don't think I need it. What are you guys doing? That seems... just extraordinarily ill-advised. Alright, well, we'll send some more guys over to take those 6 British divisions out. That's excellent. How many divisions does Britain even have left? Still a good 200 and something. The US? Less. That's good. Okay, free civilian factories. Wow! Wow, really? Good lord. Apparently when you go on to Speed 4 for a bit, everything gets repaired. Who knew? So, a little bit more resistance down here. 3 required there. Excuse me. Down you go. How are you guys doing? A few getting up there on training. We'll send them up to Guderian. Okay, more naval invasions. Northern France. Dangerous naval invasion in southern France, apparently. I don't know, it seems like I'm the one doing the dangerous naval invasions in southern France. So, the fleet in the Med. Should be on convoy escort. I don't know if convoy escort actually assists against enemy enemy bombers. Like, I kind of feel like convoy escort. I don't know. 1 second. All right, so they're heading down. We could. The thing is, I'm thinking. I know what we can do. Let's take the light cruisers. I knew you could do that. Alright, let's take the light cruisers and send them down here. No, they can't. And also that Karlsruhe really should actually go and repair. We'll split him off. But what we need is the some kind of capital ship, which the heavy cruisers are. So, give me all the heavy cruisers. I want the heavy cruisers to head down here and provide some shore bombardment against Gibraltar. Meanwhile, where did those... There they go. Alright, you merge back into the main med fleet. Yeah. No, not... Heavy cruisers. Go down here. Light cruisers. The fully repaired one. Remerge with the Mediterranean fleet. And continue convoy escorting. Okay. These guys are actually going to arrive before the our allied ships get here, but it looks like Gibraltar is actually undefended. So that's always nice. Yep, Gibraltar actually has no garrison right now. Fair enough, to be honest, considering that it's not currently possible for them to supply Gibraltar, because it's here that the convoys would be able to get to. It would actually probably be quite dumb for them to try and garrison it, because Gibraltar, it is a victory point, but yeah, 2 local supply. Anyone left to garrison it would just have been wiped out anyway. We're getting a bunch of naval invasion alerts. Oh yes, hello. Some US troops landing here. Successfully? Off just 1? Oh no, sorry, there must be more. Where are all of these divisions? I don't see them just here. But I think we have the air power right now that each time they do this kind of invasion, we can bring out the Kriegsmarine and crush it. So, this is what I wanted to do. See, you can do it more easily. Okay, we want the... Definitely this one. Seydlitz, I'm guessing. Seydlitz, Europa, and Graf Zeppelin. Do we need 4? No, just 3 because we lost 1. Seydlitz, Graf Zeppelin, Europa. Can stay behind. Rest of you, cancel your repair. Do engage. Come convoy raid the channel. And we will deploy planes to prevent them from, you know, doing heinous amounts of damage to us while we do that. Meanwhile, our CAS can reposition. We're overreacting to this naval invasion, for sure. But just, you know, good habits and all that. Alright, you guys. How many of them are there? Good lord. There's quite a few. I guess we'll fly a bunch from Calais, which just has a bunch of allied fighters. The Russian Federation. Nice. So we've got all the old Soviet planes are actually fighting on our side now. That's phenomenal. You guys. Let's fly a bunch from... Well, no, we're going to fly those guys from there. Let's just go to Calais and then hopefully our allies will get out of the way. You guys, clearly we could do with some merging going on here. Let's delete any of them that don't currently have an ace in charge of them, which is a surprisingly small number. Naval strike. Okay. Annihilate them. What are you? Ah, you are a fighter. Sorry, a carrier fighter wing. Does that mean one of you is without a fighter carrier wing? They look to be fine. How about you? Also fine? We probably took him off one of the ones down here by mistake, so we will delete that. And you guys could do with new aces if you have any unassigned. We do indeed. There's one. Anyone else? Doesn't look like it. Cool. Well, are they going to leave my airbase? Yes, good. No longer overstacked. We can bring yet more planes. And we have full radar coverage over the channel, I think. Oh, no, because this one's too damaged. Does this one have coverage? Coverage over quite a bit of it. Well, we've got those free civs. We should use them. In preparation for our invasion across the channel, let's build some huge radars in Normandy. Where else could we do with more radar coverage? Over Sweden, I suppose? Wouldn't hurt. Can't build in Finland, of course, unfortunately. I wonder if I'd be able to build one here, large enough to cover more of Sweden than that. Probably. I don't know if it's worth it, though. What else do we need? We are not importing oil, but it is close. So, oil-producing provinces in the Soviet Union. A little bit there. It's only 2, but you can build infrastructure so fast when you're on construction. Let's build in just all the... Yeah, go on. All the Soviet resource-producing provinces. Because resources are very much seem to be the bottleneck right now. And then we'll switch to something other than construction engineering and build a bunch of mills and maybe dockyards as well to counteract, to use all these resources we're going to generate. Do some more over here. More steel there. It's fantastic. Anything useful down in Aragon? Yeah, a little bit of steel. Not doing this in any particular order. Just trying to get it all done. It will be done very, very quickly. We have a stupendous number of civilian factories at our disposal. There's a bunch over here. That's right. There, sure. Maybe not in Mongolia. Don't really want to do that just yet. Oh, nice. It's only level 1 infrastructure, so we can get a huge amount of extra resources there. That's phenomenal. Anywhere else? I mean, 2s and 4s just don't really do it for me. Some oil down here, just 1. We could improve the infrastructure over here as well. Yeah, I think this is a good idea, actually. We're probably going to invade the US by way of various bases in the Caribbean. We might invade Brazil. If we do that, having good infrastructure here and a good, very high-level port here will be very useful. We'll send the supply down probably to here, which might mean we want to ramp up infrastructure in these regions. And then if we throw on construction engineering, we'll build this lot extremely quickly. How fast does it take? Yeah, it's like 20 days to get one level of infrastructure done. And we're building just an ungodly... We're building more than half of what I just queued up simultaneously. That's outrageous. So these guys are landing. Let's make them regret it. Let's see if we can kill them without deploying the men. Just with our massive air power and deploying the main fleet. Let's see. They might get raided in the North Sea, but the enemy planes just don't seem to be willing to deploy against us right now. How can we possibly not have red air there when they have no planes? It seemed a little strange. All right, ships are deployed, which means fall of Gibraltar. Nice. After several conflicting reports, it's now confirmed it's fallen to Germany. Congratulations. We now have friendly control over Gibraltar, which means we can move supply much more easily, which means that the British have one less place from which they could theoretically naval invade us from, which is excellent. Let's bring just a couple of these divisions that have been sitting over here in Ceuta and Spanish Africa across. You guys no longer need your invasion plan. You can go and immediately begin planning the next one, which will probably be Malta. Yeah, Malta can fall to us. Good. They're going to go by sea. That seems a bit risky. I'd rather you kind of ducked in here. Don't know why these two haven't started. Let's stop them and then try and start them again, perhaps. We definitely have 100% naval supremacy. You know, air supremacy shouldn't matter except insofar as it modifies the other one. They won't launch, though. That's very bizarre. We are getting, or at least they're attempting to convoy raid us from the air, but unsuccessfully. Just losing planes in their attempt. That's good. I don't know why these aren't launching. Oh, I have a theory. It's probably because these ships are currently standing here. I don't think you can move... Well, you can't cross... How about this? How about land here instead? Will you do that? No. So it's not the fact that there's a ship in this tile. I don't understand how it could be that we don't have enough... Oh, hello. We've actually met the main enemy fleet. And unfortunately, they have managed to successfully wipe out all our CAGs as per normal. Let's get more planes over the region. And we could throw the CAS over as well, but I don't know. They're actually out of range of this fight, which is never ideal. Let's move a bunch of these guys away. And some of you can fly from here, perhaps. Overstacked here, but I assume our allies will leave quite quickly. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to start taking hits, of course, from the massive amount of allied air power present. I don't know why none of my air power is present, because these guys are definitely in range. And really ought to be deploying into this fight. Yeah, no, we're just getting our ass kicked here because our planes just aren't deploying. I don't know why they didn't deploy, but clearly they don't want to. So they, I suppose, should attempt to fall back. Can't tell them to fall back for some reason. Ships, if you would, are they just? Why are you ignoring my instructions? Boats over here, please, if you wouldn't mind. Apparently they wouldn't. No, okay, there we go. You stand on pause. We did hold them back. Good, which means we can just drive them out here. Marvelous. We question the motives of Sweden. Yeah, Sweden. Looking shifty over there, being more neutral. I don't know. It must be something to do with convoy count, even though that doesn't make any sense. It's my only theory, but I don't know. I do not understand why that didn't work. Why didn't my planes deploy to support? Because they all got wiped out. Okay, understood. I think we should merge these guys up. These ones won't merge because they are... That's why we've had no carrier naval bombers this whole time. We had a whole bunch being used as normal planes. Whoops. Whoops. That explains it. But we have an incredibly small number of these naval bombers now. They are, of course, a tech behind. Possibly 2 techs behind. The Allies are probably using jet fighters by now. Right. That's probably a bit of an explanation for that, then. Alright, you guys. Let's have half of you standing ready to repel naval invasions down here. And you half can stand down. Good. Well, there's no point fighting them just continuously over the channel. So you guys can stand down. Good. Over here still stacked, but they should leave shortly. Now this. What else could we try to make it work? It's the fact that it's got lines moving means I think it must be a bug, because the lines are only supposed to do that when you actually are carrying out a naval invasion. So let's replan it. You guys can come over here and plan one for... Oh, hey. Landed on Cyprus by mistake. Always good. Didn't actually know I'd done that yet. Are you guys still in your supply grace? They're not. I really hope they've actually make that move before they run out of organization. That would be quite annoying. Oh, hello, France. Or rather, the US, landing in formerly French territory. Quite a lot of them over here, in fact. Okay, we will... That's what this army's for. Marvellous. We do also, of course, have the training tanks, which we could bring down. These guys are ready to see action. So let's bring them down just to make sure we destroy them with all due haste. They're not going to take Bilbao off me, I don't think. Not with no supply. So it's not a big concern. Romania is really beefing up their forces, trying to make up for the fact that they betrayed us earlier. Something like that should work. Not oversupply up here. That's excellent. Large ships at low strength. Ah, we haven't actually made it home. And we might lose 2 aircraft carriers. Oh, goody. How about we deploy these guys to naval strike? Rush some fighters up here as well. I kind of assumed we were home free, which I suppose is my fault. Come on, get out of there. Yeah. Now flee. Flee. I still don't understand how engaging and disengaging mechanics work. I don't know when they're allowed to flee and when they're not. Yeah, do not engage. Just go home. Just go repair. Okay, see now they're retreating more successfully. I don't know. Well, one of our carriers got up to veteran, so that's cool still. Hey, nice! The tier 4 cruiser. That's going to be good. It's got, yeah, quite a bit more anti-air on it. That's always nice. And, of course, better naval firepower, better armor, all that good stuff. We could invent destroyers, and I am tempted, actually, to invent these. How many of these bonuses do I have? Destroyer model bonuses? Probably only 1 is my guess. Just 1, yeah. But still, just for the extra anti-air... Oh, sorry, they had 5. But they're so cheap, we could just produce millions. Not literally millions, but we could produce a lot. And they do, I think, give you the best bang for your buck in terms of anti-air. There's close between the Q-class and the destroyer, but obviously with the bonus, we'd want to build those. Let's just check these 2 against each other, just to make sure I'm right about that math. So 54 versus 12, so basically 4 and a bit times. I mean, you know, 4 and quite a bit. 4.5 times, let's say. And you get, yeah, less than 4 times the anti-air. So let's research this. Or maybe we should just research all this lot first. Get better light cruiser. I don't know, these aren't that useful unless we're using subs. Escort efficiency is still useful, but we should probably just beeline down. Yeah, let's go down carrier primacy first. I feel like maybe upgrading the Air Force so that we're not just facing ridiculous numbers of fighters is a better idea than just trying to make our boats more resistant to it. Because they never seem to be very resistant. And this is something that the dev diaries have told us is being worked on in Man the Guns. They're trying to make land-based planes less of a threat. Okay, you're producing 4 a year. I will let you finish your task, as with you. But then after that, we haven't actually spent any naval XP for ages, just because we haven't had any to spend. What do we want on these? I can't upgrade the anti-air. Can you upgrade anti-air on the earlier ones? ASW, what's that? Anti-submarine? Yeah, anti-submarine weapons. You can upgrade anti-air on these, though. See, that makes me think maybe it would be a really good idea to build some destroyers for the anti-air, because you can actually upgrade it on them as well. Whereas just building these, it's just, you know, gun and stuff. Well, I don't want them to get critical hit, so I feel like we should keep the reliability high. Yeah, bumping the reliability even higher, actually, to avoid critical hits seems fine. Let's do that. I really don't know exactly... Many things I don't know about... Well, many things, I suppose, but many things I don't know about how best to balance a fleet. But I really don't find myself caring much because, of course, it's all going to change come man the guns. Right, we ceased those chromium imports. We should resume them. Hungary, I'd like the aluminium as well. Good. We can do that with no convoys. Not really sure why I thought cancelling those would help, but there you go. So now they've no supply, and we can just bide our time, basically. We don't need all of you. Half of you can go home. And by home, I mean, you know, not home. This war won't be over for years. The Russian fleet is currently helping over the Atlantic, apparently. Sorry, over the Atlantic. Over the English Channel. Interesting. You guys planned yet? Not quite. How is China? I haven't looked at China for a while. It's going swimmingly. Marvellous. Slight risk of being pocketed here, but it looks like we're driving them back even straight through these mountains, so that's always nice. Yeah, give some assistance there. And come in here. Might be able to pocket them too. Front line's not quite behaving themselves. Ah, right, because it's split. Fair enough. Alright. Have at 'em. No, excuse me. Have at 'em down there. You guys continue your march this way. Good. These, of course, are crack, maxed out anti-air divisions, not being put to their best use, just rampaging through empty provinces in China. But oh well, it needs doing. Republic of China looking rather massive. We don't have much rubber problems. What other kind of resources are there down here? Isn't it F6? No, F7. There is some aluminium. We could request control over some of these states. They will say no, of course, if we request anywhere that they have a core on. Which includes all the coast. Oh, right, yes, because even though Japan owns these states, I think, right? No, the owner is... Wait, what? I thought Japan owned these states. I thought they took them off China. But then we liberated it, and so it went back to... Huh. Owner? Free France? Oh, that's right. France ended up taking a huge chunk out of China when they peace-dealed them. Because they took it off Japan. That's right. Direct ground support. Excellent. We will go with... We've got enough aces. We'll go with formation flying. Mission... air superiority is, you know, obviously hugely important. More naval battles. Yep. The Gunnizer now continues to be a legend. What do we get? That isn't a naval battle. No, I guess it was. I guess there were enemy ships engaged. They just didn't actually... None of them died. Alright, you. Planned? Not planned. You guys. You can go... Didn't I already... Right, I came over here to do it, but then these guys had already done the job. Let's have you two move out. You guys and you guys. Nowhere left to invade in the Med. These guys in position. No... There we go. But not planned, presumably. Not quite. Decisions... Probably just more war propaganda. No? What is it then? Ah, more iron mines near Kursk and near Belgorod. No, thank you. And we don't want to dismantle the Maginot Line. Although, it does give you nice coastal fort construction speed. But, hurts infrastructure. We really don't need to do that. Could be useful, though. Like, when we, if we landed in America and found them giving very stern resistance, we could use this to suddenly be able to build very powerful forts on the border. Could come in handy. Something to remember. Alright, these guys look like they're almost out of supply. Yeah. Or out of org, I mean. Let's just wrap things up there. Out of... Ah, yes. And, of course, I forgot. We've got... Well, first off, we've got to end the episode because I've got to go and put dinner on. But I shall return tomorrow and we're going to build our modern anti-air and look at the ludicrous air attack we're going to get on our new divisions. It's possible that it's just entirely a waste of factories to build modern anti-air because we just don't need it. But at this point, we've got so many factories. It's just a research problem that's stopping us gaining dominance over the air. We should build more dockyards and produce a larger and larger navy. I think a lot of destroyers for anti-air is going to be useful, but we shall see. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.